Welcome to another UI Inspirations tutorial. Today we're going to take a look at how to use Adobe Experience Design to create a sense of displaying an alert. Remember that in the description there is a link to my full Adobe Experience Design course on Udemy, which you have 50% off, by the way, so you can learn this and much more starting today. Without further ado, let's get started. The first step is to duplicate the artboard where you want the notification or the sharing center to be shown. To be able to do that, you just have to select the artboard and type Command D or Control D on Windows. So you have the exact same artboard but duplicated in here. The next step is to create a rectangle that is going to make this artboard a bit more dark. You can just type R on your keyboard or select the rectangle tool on the left so you can start creating a new rectangle. This rectangle is going to be the size of the entire artboard, so I'm going to resize it, and it has to be, of course, right in the front, all the way to the front, above every other single element. And you want to get rid of the border and change the fill to be entirely black, or 6 zeros, and then change its opacity to be something about 30%, from 20 to 30%. I'm going to leave it in 25 right now. And it's in here when you can start drawing another rectangle. I'm going to create another white rectangle in here that is going to be perfectly centered, so I can use the tools in this section on the bottom right corner to align to the middle, horizontally and vertically as well. Now on iOS, these alerts have a rounded corner, so I'm going to change the value to something between 20 and 25. Maybe something closer to 15 would work better actually. And in here you now have your alert. You can get rid of the border and start working here on your alert. The first thing that we need is the title, and we can do that with the text tool. You can just type T on your keyboard or select the text tool on the left, and we're going to write this is the title. And with the text selected, we can change its fill to be entirely black. We can use Helvetica New, or in this case I'm going to use SF Pro Text as the font, and it's going to be a bold font for the title. And we could even change this to 15 as the size of the title, and we have to make sure that this is perfectly aligned at the center of this alert. And then we're going to be needing another text for this is the message, and I'm going to select this and make this black as well. I'm going to make this SF Pro Text as well. This is going to be 12, and we're going to make this light. And now that we have changed this, we can keep writing so the message is a little bit larger. Once you have a larger text, you can hit the escape key and hit the V key, so you are now selecting the text, and make sure that this is also aligned to the center. Use kind of like a 5 to 10 spacing between the title and the content, and then change the content alignment to be centered, so now you see the message like this. And now to add the buttons, we first are going to be needing a line. So I'm going to hit the L key or select the line tool to the left to draw a line right below the message. And it's going to be all the way to the left and all the way to the right of this pop-up. I am going to change this to black as well, and I'm going to change the opacity to something very close to 10%. And if you want two buttons, you are going to be needing another line right at the center, and it's going to be also black and also 10% opacity. And now you can see that maybe this section of the buttons is a little bit big, so I am going to drag this line a little bit down, and I'm going to have to cut this one out, and then I'm going to select both the title and the content and drag them a little bit down, just like this. And in these sections I need to add some more text, so I'm going to type cancel in here, and actually this will have to be this blue 007AFF, which is the blue that iOS uses. and I am going to change this to be SF Pro Text, and I am going to make this light, and it's going to be a size of 15. Let's make this 15. And then to duplicate this button or this text, you can hold down Alt Shift on your keyboard, so you can duplicate this by just dragging it and align this in the center of the other section. And I'm going to actually first align this to the center and change this to be okay. And then I'm going to change this to be bold. Actually, let's make this semi-bold. That is a little bit too bold. Once you have the alert ready, we have to navigate to the prototype tab, and we're going to select any element that we want to trigger the navigation. For me, it's going to be this first element. I notice how when I'm in the prototype tab and select any element, I now see this blue arrow that allows me to create this navigation by just dragging to the artboard that we're going to be navigated to. The transitions should be set to dissolve, so you don't see like an animation that slides or that pushes, but just dissolves. This is an alert. This is not navigating to a different page, it's just popping up an alert. So the dissolve transition is going to be the one that you want to use. And in the duration, you can actually set this to 0.2 because the alert is displayed pretty quickly. So once you have done this, you can actually click this play button to the top, and whenever I click the element that I set to trigger the navigation or the alert, you can see how indeed the alert pops up. Recap. Duplicate the artboard that you're going to be using to display the alert. Add a black transparent rectangle so you can unfocus the background. Create an alert with title, text, and buttons. Add a navigation with dissolve transition between artboards. And that's it. Don't forget to hit the like and share and subscribe buttons, and comment down below what you would like to learn next week.